Hello viewers, today we are going to start with 9th standard science chapter number 1 from the chemistry portion. The name of the chapter is matter in our surrounding. So before we start the chapter, let's talk about some introduction. So if you are looking around you, you will find different kinds of things around you like fan, tube light, board, chair, table, etc. Right? So all the things is made up of some kind of material, right? And that in our general language we are calling it as a matter. So what is this matter? So if you want to define the matter in terms of science, then you can define it as anything which occupies space and having some mass is called matter. Here let me explain you the mass. Mass, it means number of atoms present in that thing, which is called its mass. See, mass remains same at every place. If you are talking about Earth, if you are talking about Moon, then mass will remain same. Because mass means what? The number of atoms present in the things, right? So, we are defining the matter. Matter is anything which occupies space and having certain mass. That can be considered as a matter. So, as per this definition, if you are looking around you, and everything, including us, we all are considered as a matter because we also having certain mass and we also occupying the space. So we can ourselves also considering it as a matter. Okay. So now the thing is that the question arising in our mind, matter is made up of what? Right? So basically matter is made up of tiny particles. In ancient time, the ancient philosophers was believed that matter is made up of 5 basic elements, and that 5 basic elements which we are generally called in Gujarati Panch Tattva, right? So that was water, air, fire, earth, sky. These 5 basic elements which is matter made up of, right? So it is an ancient philosophers belief that matter is made up of these 5 basic elements. But if we are talking about right now about the matter, then matter is made up of the tiny particles. We can take the example, if you are taking a chalk and if you are going to crush that chalk, you will see the tiny particles are come out from that chalk, right? Okay. So we are going to take different kinds of activity to understand this, that the matter is made up of the tiny particle. Now moving to the physical nature of matter. So if you are talking about the physical nature of matter, in that we are taking subtopic, that is matter is made up of the particles. See, I have already told you this sentence, but if you want to get to know more about it by taking certain examples, then we are taking example like we are preparing the lemon juice at our home. So what basically we are doing, we are taking water in a glass. In that water we are adding sugar and salt. So while you are adding sugar and salt, you will stir that content, right? So after stirring, what happens? The sugar particles and the salt particles will dissolve in between the water particles, right? And it will make a equal or a homogeneous solution, because after preparing the juice, when you are going to sip it, you will taste it equally. It not happen कि अगर आपने पिया तो ऊपर से आपको मीठा लगा, बीच में से आपको ऐसा पानी का टेस्ट आया. It is not possible, right? Because the particles will distribute itself among the water particles and it will make a homogeneous solution, and that's why we are having the equal taste while we are having the juice, right? So on the basis of that also we can say that the matter is made up of the particles. If you are talking about the second thing, second question, that how small are these particles? If it is made up of the tiny particles, then these tiny particles how much small? So for that also we can take certain example, out of which one of the example is given in your textbook. As per that example, when you are going to take some amount of water, suppose we are taking 100 ml of water in a beaker. Now in that water, if you are going to add potassium permanganate, which is a kind of chemical having a purple color. So when you are going to add the potassium permanganate, the color of water will become purple because the potassium permanganate particles are purple in color. So if you are going to take if we are going to see this activity, then let's do some that practical. Here we are having the potassium permanganate, some amount of potassium permanganate in this vessel, right? Now, if we are going to add a small crystal, even a small crystal of potassium permanganate, if I am going to add in water, then that small crystal will take a dark color of the potassium permanganate. By this way, we can imagine how much small the particle was there in the potassium permanganate or in the any of the metal. So here I am having a 50 ml of water in this conical flask, and if you are going to add a tiny particle of the potassium permanganate, then what happened? Let's see. So here I am going to add a tiny particle of the potassium permanganate, as you can see, and I am going to stir it. So this small tiny particle make whole solution purple in color. As you can see here, the particles of the potassium permanganate dissolve into water. That also you can see while the potassium permanganate particles stirred in the solution. So this tiny crystal of the potassium permanganate will make whole solution purple. So you can imagine how much small the particle was, right? Okay. So that activity we have done. Now moving to the next. So next is characteristics of the metal. Now we are talking about the characteristics of metal, out of which first is particles of metal having space between them. So that we have generally taken the example while I have added the crystal of the potassium permanganate. So what happened? Whole solution become purple in color. How it is taking place? Because the water solution or water which is in a liquid form, right, having some space between their particle. So between that space, potassium permanganate particle adjust themselves and making whole solution purple in color. Suppose here I am indicating a particle of water. So this way particle of water having space between it, right? So the particle of potassium permanganate will be adjust like this way in between the space and making the solution purple in color. You can take any other example like salt or a sugar in the water or copper sulfate in the water, right? Because they are having the space between them, that's why the solution can become homogeneous or heterogeneous, right? Now next is the particles of metal are continuously moving. So for this we can take a easy example. While you are burning an incense stick at the corner of your room, then you will after a few minutes or after 1 minute you will find smell. You will inhale the smell of that incense stick in whole room. Why? Because the particle of that metal continuously moving here and there. And because of that reason, we can say that the particles of metal are continuously moving. We can take one more example. See, after preparing any of the solution, like sugar in water or a potassium permanganate in water, when you keep that solution steady, then after some time, if you are going to observe it, you will not see the particle of sugar or a particle of potassium permanganate will settle down at the bottom. No, because the particles of sugar and particles of potassium permanganate will continuously move with the particles of water. So they will not become settled down, right? So on the basis of that also we can say that the particles of metal are continuously moving. Now we are talking about the last properties of the characteristics of the metal, that was particles of metal attract each other. So for that also we can take certain examples. See, if you are going to hammer iron nail, chalk, rubber, etc., you will find a different kinds of result. Suppose if you are going to hammer the iron nail, then the particles of iron will not going to be broken down, right? Same way, if you try to cut the water with the knife, with your hand or with any other things, right? Then what happens? You cannot able to cut the water. Why? Because there is some attractive force between the particle which make them hold each other. And because of that reason, it cannot be separated easily. While you are going to hammer the chalk, no doubt, its particle will be broken down because the attraction force will be lesser in that. So as per the state of the metal, this attractive force may be vary, but there is an attractive force between the particles which make them hold each other, right? And that is the reason we cannot separate the particles of iron, you cannot cut or separate the particles of water, right? Because they are possessing some kind of attractive force between them. So here we have finished the characteristics of matter. In our next video, we are going to take a certain new topics. Till then, stay safe, stay at your home, and thank you, viewers.